Hello and welcome to episode 2 on the R5 server. I am R5 Dad. Hello. And or you can call me Dad, R5 Dad, doesn't matter. It's up to you. And so today's episode we are going to work on the first farming floor of our farm tower, which you can see behind me. Isn't it great? I love it. It is going to be huge, 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 huge. And I can't wait because it's going to go way up to the sky, way up behind me there. So let's get started. Now, just to bring everyone up to speed before we begin, this is going to be our farming tower. So we're going to put all of our farms inside of here. And before we get started, I just wanted to show you what I've been working on. I have completed the ceiling in the foyer here, as well as I'm trying out some different designs of banisters and railings on the sides here. So I've got that kind of modified with a little bit of glass, and it's looking pretty snazzy. I like it. And then what we've done is the slime farm down in the basement is done. But what I want to do is remind you, this is going to be our storage room. Up above is going to be our sorting floor. And I've got the groundwork laid out for the item sorter here. So this is where it'll be stackable this way. So there'll be item sorters down here. And all of the items from our farm will drop down from up in here into a hopper and go all the way across, and if necessary, all the way around. And so we've got all that set, and I've got the ceiling ready here, and we're getting ready for our first farming floor. I want to show you a couple of things around here before we get started with the farming floor. So the first thing is the actual slime farm. So I'm going to run over to my temporary thing, and I'm going to head down to the slime farm. So I'll be back in just a second. I'm down here in our slime chunk, and I've got what have I got? 6, 7 layers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels from spawn, or they spawn about level 40 and below. So I've got 4 high or 3.5 high pads all the way down, well lit, and so the mobs will spawn, or the slimes will spawn and fall into the water streams, and then they'll come along and into this kill chamber. One of the differences in 1.9 is that slimes will now swim upward, and so they come up into this kill chamber where they drown, and then their items drop, get pushed into a hopper, and then taken up this item elevator back to our storage. Now I've found that they spawn best when you are 24 blocks away, so I've made an AFK zone over here, as well as one on the other side, just in case you wanted to see, like that other one over there. If you wanted to AFK there, you can go fishing because there's an underground pond. And then over here, oh, I hear a slime. So let's see where he is. Well, eventually they will jump off the side and prove me a liar. Come on. And once they fall into the water streams, they're redirected. It's just your standard slime farm, multi-level slime farm. Not a huge deal, or nothing that needs a tutorial for sure. I've seen a bunch of different ones. The only thing you really need to look for is what type. There's one. Is what types of kill chambers that there are. There's lava blades that kill the big ones. I had to modify this one because the medium-sized slimes would get stuck down in the bottom water stream. But the smaller ones, you can see him up there. He's floating this way, and he'll die here in just a second. There he goes. And then I set up a timer. Oh, that one didn't give us a slime. So I set up a redstone track back in the back to this note block and light, so that if you're sitting back here AFK, you can get a notification of when slime balls are going up. So far we've gotten a lot, so I'll take us back up to the top. Be right back. The items come all the way up this dropper elevator, and I've even got a note block up there, and then they get put into these hoppers and directly inside of our storage room. And once in the storage room, I've got the first set of chests, and now I AFK'd here overnight and let it fill up, and you can see we've got almost a full chest of slime balls. So once that chest fills up, the hopper, once it fills up rather, it'll fill up the hopper, and then it will fill up this chest and hopper, all the way up. So we'll have as many slime balls as we can handle. But you can see this is going to how one slice of chests are going to be laid out. But they'll be on this side from our above ground farms. And so yeah, that's the slime farm. Next, I want to show you, every server wouldn't be complete without its iron farm. Here is our iron farm. Now, it's not a big deal. Again, it's just your standard iron farm. You got 10 doors on each side. This one, however, is made slightly different in the fact that I don't have to have signs in the middle. The iron golems will just fall right down. My old one was small enough that I had to put signs right around the inner lip, and sometimes the iron golems would get stuck there, and you'd have to go up in there and push them around a little bit, which is pretty dangerous with this lava below. So this one is 19 blocks inside, I believe, or 19 blocks outside, and then that way the water flows exactly 8 blocks, and then it doesn't have to fall off the edge, and I don't need to use signs. I also put this trench around so that mobs wouldn't get caught under here, because they're coming in here trying to get to the villagers, and all they do is walk back and forth out of the sunlight, and they don't die. So we had to do something about that. And you can see the chest, I came in here yesterday, the chest was completely full. So we're already going to have to make a storage system. I just had a lag spike there, I apologize. Make a storage system that will be capable of handling all of the loot that we're going to get from this. And then if, depending on how much iron everyone uses, we may build a second one another 65 blocks up. Now, to get our villagers into the little cage that they have up there, we had to find some villagers. Well, our spawn just happens to be near a village. And I exported or infiltrated that village and took the villagers and put them into a village breeder, which is over here. And then I built a water channel all the way down, and then an elevator up and dropped them in. So there are 30 villagers in there right now, and we've got some, we call this our concentration camp. We've got about 8 or 9, maybe 10 villagers in here right now, and so they stay here. Now you can tell that they're too close to the village breeder because they're all lining up against this wall. So they were getting glitched and pushing out the side there. So I built this trench to stop them from coming out. So they'll come down the water stream, drop down through here, they reset their damage or drop damage, and then eventually they walk off that pad, and then they're stuck in there. And then you've got the village breeder over here, and off the top of my head I can't remember who made this design, but it works amazing. So I will do the research again and put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description. But if you're wanting to do this, there is a couple of things that you have to remember to do. One is they're actually inside of a glass block, so you need a sticky piston on the side and push it to the side. The other thing that you need to remember is to keep a villager down below that is about 10 blocks from the rest of the villagers. So we keep old Bob down here safe and sound, and I can tell that some of my guys have been down here and being curious, which is okay. So they came from that village over there, which I made a water stream all the way down here and over and up and into where they are now, and then made the new one for the exit. Alright, now before we get started on the actual sheep farm, which is going to be our first farming floor, I wanted to show you the concept design that I have in mind. We're in my super flat Redpoint 9 testing world, which is brand new, so I don't have a lot of 1.9 builds in here yet. But together we'll get this thing up and busy like it was in my 1.8. We're going to have a floor underneath with a hopper cart that runs along. So you'll run along and shear all the sheep in here, and then the hoppers will pick up the ones that you leave behind, so that way if you're just running around shearing, you'll be rest assured that all of the wool will be collected, dropped into these hoppers. Every time it goes down to the end and turns around, every time it goes across the hopper, it will take out one of the pieces of wool. So this way it makes it a little bit quicker and not have to continually go back and forth. Then it'll run into a dropper dispenser that will automatically push it out into the maintenance tube and then down into here. And then when you'll come up the ladder, which will be right in this area. Come right into this area and then throw this switch, and then the minecart will jet across the way, and then when you're done, you can just throw the switch again, and then it will automatically return back to here, and we won't have to listen to that minecart going all over and over every single time. Alright, so on this episode we are going to lay the groundwork. We're going to get the dispenser or the dropper system set up. We're going to set up the floor for the rail carts, and then we'll finish off by connecting the off and on switch. And then that should be about it for this episode. And so while we're doing that, what I wanted to tell you guys about is an upcoming thing that my wife is going to be doing. It's called Mom versus Minecraft. Now I've seen some videos out there where people are learning Minecraft for the very first time, and this is going to be similar to that type of adventure, except Mom here knows a little bit about Minecraft, not a whole lot, but she knows enough about Minecraft that she should be okay. It won't be like she's worried that it's going to be her looking like an idiot in a game and letting you guys laugh at her. And I told her that's exactly what it is, and it's for the kids. And so she's okay with that because it's for the kids. So when you see her on, remember that that she's doing it out of the kindness of her heart. And even though it's going to help you get a good laugh, then just remember that she is human, and the first time you played Minecraft, you sucked at it too. So just remember that. And so here we got our dropper system set up. So when I put these in, it should throw them all out. And I gotta put you there, and like that. And then they'll all drop down into the next hopper in the sorting room, and then that'll work. So we got that part done. That was pretty easy and painless. So yeah, anyway, Mom versus Minecraft will be a second YouTube channel that will be coming soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. So just watch for that and enjoy. And I ask you, just put some words of encouragement in the comments on her videos, and subscribe to her videos, because she's gonna learn a lot. She also has a ton of fun with having with the kids in videos. She does videos on Periscope, so she's not unfamiliar with the screen. She's just not familiar with Minecraft. So we'll just take it for what it's worth, and just remember that she's not here so that we can make fun of her. She's here so that so that we can make fun of her, but not in that kind of derogatory way, just in a way of, hey, I feel you, we were all there, and we can, she can get through this. It's not going to be an impossibility. So just keep watching for that, and I'll get back to you as soon as I finish this part of the floor. Okay, so I've got the floor laid. It's all half slabs, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to connect the hoppers from the cart at rest over to the system, but we'll figure that out later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down these tracks, and then about here I'm going to swap these out for redstone blocks. And actually, now that I think about it, I could probably get away. It would be kind of hard work to jump up there, but I think I might be able to get underneath of it and put some levers under there, which would be much cheaper. And we don't have a witch farm yet, so we don't have an unlimited supply of redstone. Michael and I are probably going to be building that sometime this week, so we're gathering resources for that. So I'm going to go get some levers and see if I can't get some levers underneath of these tracks to power the rails. Well, that took entirely too long to do because I was just one thing after another. I kept falling, wasn't getting it powered, or I was breaking the rails instead of, or not rails, the levers instead of breaking the cobblestone blocks. What a nightmare that was. So I'm glad I am done with that, and I'm not going to have enough to go all the way back and forth. So let me find the middle here. So the plan is to just have the cart go in a loop, and hopefully we have enough rails to accomplish all of this, and we'll see. So I'm going to break these up, and we'll use regular rails as much as possible, because I got a bunch of those from a mine shaft. So we'll see. And I think regular rails are going to be a lot cheaper to make with our iron farm, because we don't have a gold farm yet. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll be back once I'm done with this. So I accidentally shift clicked and I made a few extra rails. So now I've got 2.5 stacks of regular rails. And so that was a mistake on my part, but crud. But that's okay because we are going to need it for the other farms above. And we're going to be adding another type of farm. When Michael and I were out exploring looking for a jungle, which we couldn't find one nearby, so we went a round trip. We went on a 12,000 block adventure, and we didn't find a jungle, but we found a mine shaft, and we ended up and a couple of villages, and we got our melon seeds that we were looking for, and we also picked up beetroots from some villagers. So we brought a bunch of those seeds home with us. Oops, let's see, this is not supposed to go this way. That makes that just a loop. We brought back a bunch of seeds so that we can make our own beetroot farm, and and since villagers were maintaining those, I believe we can get the villagers to maintain them here in our farm as well. It's just a matter of giving them the seeds, and then they'll just drop the beets on the ground, and then using the same thing that we're doing here for this farm, we will do underneath of that farm. Ah, shoot. And then, dang it. And then we'll have beets. There it goes. So now let's see here. So that looks right. So we'll place a cart there, and then a powered rail. Not there. Powered rail there, and a regular rail there, and then give me that back. So then, yeah, so then the carts will go along. There'll be a powered thing underneath that will get it to go this way, or it'll be powered coming back the other way. Once that's done, they'll just go down and back and pick everything up. So I think that part is done. And so now I just got to get, I didn't bring any with me. Need more half slabs. So I'll get those, and then I'll get the switch installed. And okay, finally got the switching mechanism done right. So for this corner, what you have to do is, since right now the track is off, I want to capture the cart with hopper and stop it here. So then inside here I've got a switch. So when I flip that switch, it powers this block, which powers this rail, sends it on its way, and then into the circuit. It also unpowers this torch, which unpowers this dust, which allows this torch to repower, which then sends it over to this block, and on the other side of this block is a torch which unpowers that torch, which allows that to go that way. Whew. Now, I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do that. And if you know how to do it a whole lot easier than I do, please share it in your comments. And then we'll get this. Let's get this tested real quick. Let's put a cart on here. So we'll turn this off. And I have a minecart with hopper. So we'll pop it on there. Hit the switch. It goes. Yes. Oh, that was one of the things I was worried about. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a couple more extra powered rails over there. I've got, I think, one in my inventory. Yeah. And then when it comes back around, I'm going to go ahead and throw the switch, and it captures it and stops it. So no more roaming minecarts. So that is how that works. And so we're going to come over here, just get rid of that one, and put that one in. Alright, and that should be enough. But that is about all I'm going to have time for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and if you liked it, please click like, and if you really like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to my channel. Again, this is to teach my kids how to do Minecraft videos and publish them to YouTube, or games in general. But since we all like Minecraft so much, I decided this was going to be the game that I would show them how to do this on. So please join me, and we'll carry on this adventure together and make a really awesome, very cool Minecraft farming tower. Until next time, guys, thanks again, and I'm out.